Hey guys, welcome to day 13 of 2K18. My name is Krista Wade. I'm an Emerald Ambassador and I've been with Plexus for 4 years. And I am super excited to talk to you guys about time management and organization because it is one of my worst things. I am absolutely awful in this department. It's something that I thrive on, that I need, but that I am terrible at. And I have to work very hard to be organized. I'm always looking for new things to keep me on track, to keep me going, because if I get bored, I quit and I stop and I want to look for something different. I think that's part of my blue personality and it gets me in trouble sometimes because why not? When things are working, why quit it? But anyway, that's my personality. So I was looking for something new and I found this book and it's called The Perfect Day Formula. It's by Craig Valentine and it was free. All I had to do was pay the shipping on it. And so it has been a really neat book and it's really kind of opened my eyes to some things for me. So I know that some of you are joining and you're going, Krista, I want to do this business so bad, but I don't have the time. I work full time. I'm a full-time mom. I'm a single mom. I'm a single dad. I'm scattered 500,000 places. Guys, I get it. I know it's crazy, but the thing that we need the most and what we need to kind of channel our energy to is getting on a schedule, setting some boundaries, setting some rules for ourselves. I want you guys to think about, and you're thinking, oh my gosh, you're crazy. I mean, getting on times and rules, and we're adults now. We don't need those, right? No, we do need them, and this is why. When you had your baby, if you've had a baby, when you had a baby, what was the first thing, besides hugging and kissing on it, that you did? You brought the baby home and you wanted to put the baby on a what? On a schedule, right? Okay, we thrive on schedules. We came into this world and our parents put us on a schedule. That is when we do the best. That is what we know. And the reason our parents put us on a schedule is for what reason? Okay, so they didn't have surprises. So they knew, okay, we're going out to dinner. They usually eat this amount of time. Okay, we need to take a bottle of food. They were always prepared, right? They were always prepared for us. That way they were proactive and they weren't reactive. And when you're in a proactive phase, when you are kind of starting the day off and you're heading it off in the right direction and you know where you want to go, you have an endpoint, that is going to make your day run so much more smoothly than someone that is continually like just doggy paddling, just barely keeping their head above water in a reactive phase. Because not only do you not get things done when you're in a reactive phase, but it taxes your body. Your adrenals are exhausted and worn out. They don't know if they're coming or going, if they should be happy or sad or nervous or excited. Like, they have no idea what's going on. So you really are doing not just your daily schedule a disservice, but you're doing your body a disservice. So taking the time to slow down, set some rules, and set some boundaries for yourself be huge, huge, huge for success. We can only really worry about what we can control. And the one thing that each and every one of us can control, don't throw anything at the computer when I say this, is what time you wake up. Yep. That's the one thing you can absolutely control, is the time you wake up. So if you think about this, if you wake up 10 minutes earlier every day, okay, you're going to gain an hour plus in a week, okay? 10 minutes. That's it. You gain an hour. Okay, that's 52 hours a year. If you're over here wondering how Susie Q gets everything done, maybe she wakes up before you do. Maybe that's how she gets things done earlier. In the morning, there's this something that's called the magic time, and that's when you can get things done 3 times faster than you do if you do it in the afternoon. I know that's me. I mean, when my feet hit the ground and I have things planned and I know what I'm doing, I can knock them out quick. Sometimes I think it's because my brain doesn't know what it's doing yet and it's just in the motion. But truly, I mean, you're fresh and you can get things done quickly. So that's the magic time. And that's what we really need to take advantage of. And just, can you imagine if you could just in 3 months, you're waking up 30 minutes earlier than you were, before you started that? I mean, you can really gain back some precious time. And that's where you can get some great alone time too. So there's something else, the setting the rules and the boundaries for ourselves. So we set rules for ourselves. These are things, and I mean, it's not rigid. Guys, we live by rules every single day, right? I mean, how many of you stopped at a stoplight today? How many of you stopped at a stop sign? How many of you, when you finished, if you mixed your Slim in the car, you didn't throw it out the window. You saved it and put it in a trash can. You didn't litter, right? Okay, those are all rules that we live by. And why do we live by those rules? They keep society organized, flowing, and working, right? Okay, they don't kill us. I mean, it's just habits now, okay? Rules are these habits that we've gotten into. Well, that's what we have to do with ourselves. We've got to get ourselves into some habits with our rules. And there's some non-negotiables that we're going to have to put our foot down. But there's something here that I want to read to you about rules when you set these rules for yourself. When you set up the rules for yourself, you're going to have fewer regrets. You're no longer going to wake up vowing to never do that again. You will have multiple solutions to your obstacles. You will have less guilty, fear, frustration, and worry. Remember those adrenals we talked about? This is going to help those not know, what emotion am I supposed to feel? You're also going to reap extraordinary rewards. But there's this one line that made me do a really big gut check about me setting some rules for myself. It says, with your rules, you will own your days, achieve your big goals, and leave a lasting legacy. Isn't that all we want to do, is leave a legacy for our kids, to be the best that we can be and show them the way? So rules, what kind of rules are you thinking? A rule that I'm setting for myself is to go to bed by 10 p.m. during the week. Because I want to be up by 5 a.m. That's a rule. It's going to be some things that I'm going to have to adjust and take some time, but it is. Another rule that I'm going to set for myself is when I first wake up, I'm going to do my devotional. That comes first. And then I'll figure out, I'll have the rest of it. Okay, so those are my rules, and then I'll start hitting my to-do list. Just to tell you, don't have to make your rules complicated. You don't have to make them tedious, but they have to be non-negotiables that you're really willing to stick to. The next thing that we need to do is make our to-do list. And guys, when you're making your to-do list, we cannot make them so treacherous and so long that it's impossible and you can't get to it. A great tip that he has in here is on your to-do list is to work backwards. And what that means is, if you know that you need to be gone from the office and home by 5 o'clock, it takes you 30 minutes to get there, so that you need to leave the office at 4:30. You quit working at 4. Okay, because from 4 to 4:30, you're wrapping up unexpected phone calls, maybe an email, and you're getting your to-do list ready for the next day. Okay, so you know that's that time. Then you work backwards. Start with something that was going to be light that you could finish, and the hardest thing of the day is what you should start with. You will procrastinate if you don't. Hi, that's me. Sometimes I have things like 4 days on a to-do list. That's silly. Okay, it's something, there's a book called Eat That Frog. Do the thing that you don't want to do the most first, and then you're going to feel successful and your day's going to be great throughout. So think about that. Schedule your to-do list time. He also has something that I had never thought of, and it is called a to-don't list. And I was like, So here are some things that he had on his to-don't list. He said a to-don't list is just as important as a to-do list. Okay, so the first one, we're really messing with your sleep on this one. He says, after you create your rules and you're creating your to-do list, you've got to have that to-don't list. So do not hit the snooze button when you wake up. Know that you're getting up. Whatever time you set it for, hop up right out of bed at that time. He says, this is his to-don't list. He's not checking emails first thing. He doesn't check his emails until 2 o'clock in the afternoon. He also doesn't answer every phone call that comes in at all hours of the day. He doesn't start taking phone calls till 10 a.m. Now, that's hard for some jobs. I totally understand that. This is one that hits home. Don't mindlessly surf the internet. How many of you, when your feet hit the ground, you pick up your phone, the first thing you do is get on Facebook? Instead of making that your first thing, why don't you try to move that later in your day and see if you can come up with some more working time in there. I know a lot of us work our business on Facebook, but maybe you could just go straight to Messenger and work it that way. So these are just little thoughts to help you organize your day. And he says, don't consume food or drinks that make you tired or unwell. Hashtag Friday night, Saturday night. Just saying, be mindful of what you're doing because you're going to, be wasting your time. So I thought that was powerful, the to-do list and the to-don't list. I thought that was a great thing that he came up with, because I've never heard of a to-don't list. So I've rambled for a little bit, but I want you guys to get your pen and paper out. Okay. He gave 7 steps to figure out how to get your life kind of organized, your perfect day in perspective. And I'm going to hit them super, super fast. Step 1, figure out what matters most and focus on that. What's important for your legacy? Okay, what's important to you? Figure out what really matters for you to use. And then build the rest of your habits from that. Okay, start small. Okay, Rome wasn't built in a day. How do you eat an elephant? 1 bite at a time. Okay, how do you get organized? 1 step at a time. Step 2, identify the stops and the rules for life. Okay, so we're not perfect. You're not going to abide by these rules perfect 24/7. I mean, how many of you sometimes run a red light? I'm just saying, it's sometimes yellow and you go through it really fast. Okay, give yourself grace and time, okay? You're better for trying than you are for not trying. Step 3, a checklist for new habits. Okay, what are some things you're going to do? My new habit, working out, 5 a.m. is my time, right? So what I do the night before, I set my shoes out, I socks, a sports bra, shirt, watch, and my workout. I know exactly what workout I'm doing in the morning. There's no excuse when that alarm goes off. Everything's bam ready, because give me 3 seconds and I can make up an excuse in a heartbeat. Okay, so have your checklist, your habits ready, whatever habit it is, make sure it can run seamless. 4, prepare the night before. Okay, winning habits begin with proper planning. Okay, that's what I was talking about with my getting my stuff ready, my to-do list. Think about the most important thing. Okay, I have a book. I mean, put the time-sensitive things down, write. Okay, write it down. Writing is so important to remember things. Oh, this is a good one. Step 5 is remove all obstacles. Remove temptations, bad habits, eliminate the negative. Oh, let me say that again. Eliminate the negative. Okay. Eliminating negativity is easier than depending on your willpower. I was like, wow, that's so true. So if you are really trying to not have any processed foods, well, when you have a brand new fresh bag of Lay's staring you in the face, it's going to be really hard to resist that, right? Because no one can eat just one. If you take that out of your kitchen, remove that away from your life, you're not going to be tempted with that, are you? So think about your negativity. Think about the things that could be a roadblock for you. Eliminate those. Step 6 is take massive action. Massive action. What does that mean? We control the time we wake up. And we control what habits we get into, right? So we can control the temptations we're around. So you have to take action and remove some of those things from your life. Really talk to yourself about your mindset and make sure that you are matching up your thoughts, your words, and your deeds to give yourself what you need. Give yourself an incentive. Reward yourself. If you do X, Y, and Z, maybe you can go get a manicure. Or if you do whatever, you can swing through and grab yourself a green tea from Starbucks. It's okay to incentivize yourself, okay? It's totally fine to do that. Do something to set yourself up that makes sure that everything's in alignment. And here's one of the most powerful ones, I think, is step 7. It's learn and improve. Okay, we learn most from our what? From our mistakes. We put ourselves out there, we do it, and we learn best from our mistakes. So if it was easy, everybody would be doing this, and they would do it with perfection, right? Remember, we're looking for proficiency, not perfection. Okay, we want to give ourselves grace. So if you stick to your habits, you're going to achieve your goals. So I hope this gives you a little bit more about time management, organization. I feel like I could talk on this book forever, but I want you guys to really start thinking about some rules to set for yourself, some boundaries, some to-don't list, and I really want you to work on your to-do list too. So hope you guys have a great time listening to the rest of the videos. They have been amazing, and we will see you guys soon.